Hey everyone. Welcome back to the Everyday with Meg show. So last night I was thinking about what I wanted to share. I feel like I've been learning a lot, processing a lot, and I'm just in a season where I just want to share with all of you guys. So, couple things today. So first off, it was actually perfect. So based on kind of the notes I wrote down last night and what I've been reading in my personal development book right now, which is Everything is Figureoutable by Marie Folio. The card I pulled from The Universe Has Your Back card deck was perfect, and it's funny how that happens with the universe, just things align. So, the card I pulled was Obstacles Are Detours in the Right Direction, which I love, which is perfect with the post I just did today. So I did a post today about, are you showing up for yourself? And so ask yourself right now, honestly, are you showing up for yourself? And I think there's a lot of us who pretend we are, like to think we are, but we're really not. And so really honestly, are you showing up for yourself every single day? Yes or no? Showing up for what you can control, showing up so that you can be the best version of yourself. And you could think, and I really want to talk about perception today, because that is something we can control, is our perception of things around us, our perception of people, our perception of obstacles and excuses, and the blame game. And so those are things that are going to get in the way over and over and over again. My sister's like, I was just going to call you. Because I've been hearing from a lot of you guys who reach out to me or we chat or are friends that you're off track right now. You've fallen off the wagon, you fell out of your groove, and you want more than anything to get back on track, to feel like you have some sort of control, that this season of COVID hasn't completely ruined your progress. And we need to remember that we can't play the blame game. We can't blame COVID for everything. We can't blame the summer season messing up our regular routine. We can't blame work. We can't blame our kids. We can't blame our family. You can't blame anybody. And so instead of these excuses or the blame game, can you switch that into obstacles and just say, these are just simply obstacles. It doesn't mean I can't get around them. It doesn't mean that they're impossible to move. They're just simply obstacles, and I have to navigate them a little bit differently. There's perhaps not a clear path, but it doesn't mean I can't get around it. So that's why this card is perfect, because obstacles are detours in the right direction. Generally, if there's something in front of you that makes you feel fearful or sometimes anxious, and again, be mindful of these things, those feelings, that how they show up in the body, anxiety and fear, are sometimes your perception. You're seeing these things from a negative perspective, when really you could flip it to a positive perspective. So I was reading this in my book the other day, that think about what you feel in the body when you have fear. So think about if you get up on a stage to do a talk, or a performer when they get up on stage to sing or dance or perform or whatever they do. Perhaps the fear you have when you walk into a room for a networking event. That's a really great example. A room full of people you don't know. And maybe it's like a butterflies or a pit in your stomach. Maybe your chest gets tightened. Maybe you start to sweat. Your palms sweat. You breathe a little bit quicker or shallower. And so those same feelings could be categorized as fear, anxiety, really bad nerves, but they could also be excitement and anticipation, and I can't think of another word right now, but it's interesting that those same feelings of nerves and fear can also show up as excitement. And there's another performer. I should get the book. Where's the book? Hold on. I can't remember what singer it was. Oh, right here. Bruce Springsteen. Just before I go on stage, my heart beats a little faster, my hands sweat a little, my legs go numb, as if I'm getting pins and needles, and then I get a tight feeling in the pit of my stomach that starts to spin round and round. And when I get all those feelings, I know I'm excited, pumped up, and ready to go on stage. And so those same feelings could be nerves, but in this case, he just decides to anticipate those feelings as excitement and being pumped up and ready to go. So I want you to think about that when you think about, I blame COVID, I blame summer, or, work's getting in the way, or I'm really stressed out, or blah, blah, blah. Instead of those being things you can blame, they're simply obstacles, and you just have to navigate them a little bit differently. Okay, so a lot of you guys also I've been chatting with, I'm having a great summer. I'm posting cool pictures that I have the opportunity to take. I've been going camping and going up to cottages, and I was on an RV trip, and going to the beach as much as I possibly can. And so from an outside perspective, it looks like I'm just living my best life, which in some ways I am, but I want to remind you guys that you can feel and experience two things at the same time. So even though it looks like I'm having the time of my life, which I am in some ways, it doesn't mean that behind the scenes I'm not also still processing grief, or I'm not still experiencing moments of really intense anxiety, or I wake up at home after a week of really cool experiences and I'm kind of lonely and down because it's just oh, I'm at home again. And so I want to remind each other that our highlight reels can also be a place where we can share the realness. So that's why I like to do these videos, or that's why sometimes my captions I try to be a little more honest. And that's your perception as well. So I want you to recognize the feelings that come up when you see other people posting, really fun things. And if there's some jealousy or ego in there, I want you to think, maybe this can be flipped into motivation. Maybe that means I need to book a campsite. Maybe that means that I need to go in and try that thing, or I need to look at my schedule next week and get a beach day in. So instead of being jealous, I want you to think, okay, that could be some motivation or inspiration. Flip it. So any negative emotions that you're feeling, can you perhaps flip them? And so I'm not talking about heavy stuff or trauma here. I'm just talking about our basic day-to-day general things that we're experiencing, okay? So keep that in mind. Obstacles versus excuses. Yeah, so that's kind of everything today. I'm really focusing a lot on perception and being mindful of your thoughts. And one way that helps with this is sometimes when you're in the moment, you don't catch yourself. Try and find moments for deep breath, for meditation, to move your body every single day. Do the yoga, or work out, or go for the run, or get outside, because those moments are when you get back in your body and you can hear your inner voice more clearly, and that's when you can actively start to change your thoughts and change your perception of what you're experiencing in real time. So to close it off, I've been really scrolling Pinterest lately. Just there's so much inspiration on there, and photo ideas, and cool poetry, and cool things on there. So I found a really an interesting picture that I shared on my stories with you guys, and it said that healing equals, so when you're in a process of healing, I think we are all healing something at some point in time, you go through this process of discomfort, and so you can be experiencing discomfort and still have fun. You can experience discomfort and still feel so much gratitude, or still be productive. So just because you're uncomfortable, it doesn't mean the rest of the world stops, and that's all you need to encompass and feel. Allow yourself to be uncomfortable and also experience joy. And then the next layer of that is acceptance. Accepting whatever's coming up for you, the lesson you're learning, accepting responsibility, accepting a change in thought, a change in perception. And you can still be in a process of acceptance while experiencing all the good things and allowing yourself to feel good. And then the last layer is growth. And the growth is when, working out every day is just part of your routine and you don't have to think so hard about it. And growth is these change in thoughts that I'm talking about today becomes a little bit quicker, a little bit easier. Growth is being less judgmental and catching yourself before you say it. Growth is being more understanding, more empathetic. Growth is being braver, more courageous. And so think about those things when you're in a process of healing: discomfort, acceptance, and growth. And all three of those things are sometimes hard, but you can also be feeling good at the same time. So keep all those things in mind. I hope that was helpful for today. Obstacles. I think the number one takeaway I want you to remember, if you've heard everything else from this video, is that you can't play the blame game or make excuses. You have to think about these things as simply obstacles, and you just need to navigate them a different way. Go about them a different way. Take the harder road around them. Push a little harder to get them out of the way. Ask for help. Do what you need to do, because obstacles are generally mean that you're moving in the right direction, and those are your opportunities for growth. Those are your opportunities for healing, and you can't skip them and you can't go around them. You have to honor them and live through them and be okay with it and just accept it, because you will get to the other side. So that's today. I'll talk to you guys all soon. Thanks for always supporting me on here, and all the love and all the growth on this account's been really fun to watch and get to know a lot of you guys more. So have a great day.